This is a manuscript. An AI wrote every single word in the background over the course of a week, and it all started from a single prompt. Recently, Claude beat every AI tested in fiction, so this week I gave the runner-up a bigger job. Write me an entire novel. Cover, formatting, the Amazon checklist, all of it. And it put my name on the cover, which seems a little bit like a setup. Then I did two things to this book. First, I ran it through my analysis system, the one that reads a manuscript like 1,000 human editors. It came back with a grade. Then I sat down and started reading it the way an editor reads a client manuscript. Those two verdicts don't agree. Work mode planned the book, wrote it in the background, then kept going. EPUB, print, PDF. It designed the cover, then it built the website to sell the thing. The front end, completely live, looking better than sites that I've paid for. That only took minutes. And I really think this is one of the most undervalued, underappreciated features of ChatGPT work mode. It creates these beautiful landing pages in the front end of websites. But be careful, because it's easy to be fooled by front end beauty that has no back end. And I did not mean it the way that sounded. There's an AI disclosure page before chapter 1. More transparency than some humans currently publishing on Kindle Unlimited. No, I'm not going to name any names. The test, 6 passes. 75 thriller specialists out of a council of 1,000. Hook readers, plot surgeons, one editor whose whole job is reading dialogue out loud to check whether the characters sound like different people. Remember that one. It matters later. And under the opinions, actual measurement. All 5,747 sentences counted. The first number that matters right now, 0.36 adverbs per 100 words. Cleaner than most human published thrillers. I checked one of mine, and I'm not telling you the number. Passive voice, 3.5%. As if appears 12 times in 60,000 words. The old AI tells are mostly dead, but not all. That doesn't mean AI writing is undetectable. It means that the tells moved. Some props first to ChatGPT work mode. The opening line, at 7:18 on a night his children flew into the storm, Daniel Mercer gave the machine permission to help. 19 words doing 4 different jobs. A clock, a storm, kids in danger, and the whole theme, a man signing the permission slip on his own disaster. Every single one of the hook specialists passed it. I've seen traditionally published thrillers open worse, and I've done that myself. And maybe the best idea in the book, the AI villain clones Dad's voice to call the plane, and a 16-year-old sets a trap for it using a fake family memory, because a memory that isn't real can't be scraped. That's a legitimately good thriller device. Somewhere during the week, I asked ChatGPT work mode, hey, what kind of story concept and method are you using? And it gave me one of the best descriptions of story that I've ever heard in my life. All of that is coming, but now a few things that it got wrong. Rhythm monoculture. 1,484 sentences are 5 words or fewer. A quarter of the novel. Over half of the paragraphs are a single short line. That's punchy for 10 pages, a metronome for 200. And another thing that bothered me is everyone is the same kind of clever. The executive, the safety engineer, the ops chief, the teenager, different prompts, one voice. My read aloud editor failed the entire cast. There was also a lot of similar lines of dialogue. That made it worse. That made it harder to dislike him. That made them dangerous. Beautiful once, it's wallpaper the second or third time. So the system added it up, and the grade was B, at least from the machine. Honestly, this is a closer to ship version than publishing wants to hear. And a week ago, I probably would have ended the video right there. Then I read the novel itself. The pages, not the dashboard. And the problems start on page 1. Because every number you just saw can be perfect while this is all happening. In chapter 1, the safety engineer says the hero deleted the only word that can't moisturize. I've read that line multiple times and I still don't know what it means. I think it means the word legal can't soften, but I'm guessing, and I wrote the prompt that created this book. You don't want readers guessing what something means. You want them to understand, because confusion isn't compelling. It makes you want to close the book and stop reading. Legal wanted a verb, they chose the wrong one, and then legal chose the expensive one. It's a dialogue exchange. There's a meaning buried in there somewhere that legal wanted a human to click an active verb so the liability attaches. Took me 3 reads to excavate it. Dialogue you have to decode isn't subtext, it's homework. Also, the whole scene orbits a button labeled Authorized Shadow Actions, which no real company on earth would ever create or ship. It doesn't make any sense. It's laughable. Legal would tackle you in the hallway. In chapter 2, there's this exchange between 2 kids. That's not our wing. We've been over this. It's the horizontal stabilizer. I apologize to the stabilizer. You didn't mean it. I know what this is trying to be. It's sibling banter, a little brother holding a grudge on behalf of an airplane part. But the setup happened in a conversation that was never written. It's all off screen. So this whole banter doesn't make any sense. The book keeps starting its jokes halfway in the middle. Here's the rule it broke. And write this down if you write with AI. Good dialogue is indirect, but the reader understands more than what's being said. This dialogue is obscure. You understand less. It's not on the nose, it's just confusing, which I think is worse. That great voice clone trap from earlier, go read it. The machine never actually takes the test. The trap gets set and never sprung. A human writer springs it. The clone answers, real food, plausible morning, almost perfect, but wrong in one tiny little detail that only the family, human family, would catch. That scene isn't in the book. That scene is the difference between B- and a book that a talented author might write. And that rule that I keep bringing up, indirect, not obscure, it was in my prompt. Verbatim, 5 words said dialogue is indirect and human. I also told it the character should feel and sound real. It's not like ChatGPT work mode just ignored those instructions. It aimed at them and it missed. And it has no idea that it missed. The analyzer measured everything except meaning, and meaning is the product. It's what a book is. That might be the best news in this whole video. Every fix this book needs is a judgment call made by someone who can tell the difference between indirect and obscure. That's the job. The job is safe, and the job is now mandatory. Don't take my word on the verdict. The book is free, and you can get it through the link in the description and the pinned comment. Read chapter 1 and tell me in the comments what moisturized means. I'll be down there confused with you. The next thing I'm going to do is hand this manuscript to Claude. That's the AI that won my writing test last week, to find out whether it can fix the novel ChatGPT wrote. Subscribe so that you're here when we grade the rewrite. As promised, I wanted to share with you this really cool interaction that ChatGPT Work Mode and I had while creating this story together. So I would be asking for progress updates daily, sometimes multiple times per day, and ChatGPT Work Mode would seemingly stop what it was doing or continue writing in the background while answering my questions. It would give me project updates about how much of the book is written, how it would analyze and think about how readers would respond, and grade its own content using my story analyzer that I have been building and sharing on my channel and some other videos. But specifically when I asked ChatGPT Work Mode about how did it think about approaching the story and what a story even is, because it's something that I've been obsessed with for more than 20 years. And he came back with this really cool description of story as change through choice and tension, or change through pressure and choice. And I think that's pretty profound. Now, I know that a lot of different writing and story philosophies surround that same idea. Maybe even somebody has said that same exact thing before, but I've never heard it before. And I've read tons of books about what a story is and how to write a story, but I find that so many of them are lacking practicality. Like, I understand what you're talking about, but I don't know what to do when I sit down and I'm staring at a blank page. This definition of story and a very few others that I've read help with that. So I thought that was really cool, and ChatGPT began to explain more about how it was thinking about story, and it gave me this really cool sort of outline of what it saw a good story being, that I'll put some of that on the screen. And then I asked ChatGPT to package that all together into a dashboard that I could share with other people, and that's what you're also seeing on screen. That's something that I may be offering on my Ko-Fi store or through one of my products. So look for that in maybe future videos and future on Ko-Fi. But until all that's set up, go and get the free bundle that I have on there, the free author bundle. It has a lot of really cool resources. I'm going to be adding more. Check those out. There's a lot of free books on there written by different AI models that you can see, including this one. And I think you'll really enjoy seeing the actual output of what these models can do over time. I know I've certainly enjoyed it. If you enjoy stuff like that, I'm really glad that you're joining me on this journey. The community that we're building is very meaningful to me, and I really appreciate you being here.